Hello, everybody. This is the first CADing class from West High Science Olympiad. I am Ratul. As I said, I am from West High Science Olympiad. We are a club, a science club specifically, and we do competitions all across the county, and we are here to promote science. One of the ways we're doing that is teaching CADing. And CADing may not look like science, but it's used a lot in mechanical engineering, engineering in general. You can use it. It's a lot of applications in engineering mostly. You can use it in biology. I don't know if you want to make like a cell model, but there are a million other applications to do that. CADing is just for the engineering stuff. So what I just did is I just made a part. I probably should have showed you guys, so I'm going to do that. So this is Autodesk Inventor 2019. This is a free software for students. And if you're not a student, you have to pay, of course. And this is the project file location. So I labeled it CADing class because this is a CADing class. So what I'm going to do is it says new. I'm going to make a new part. It says new part right there if you're confused. So gives this message. I say okay. Now you have this new looking display and you're probably confused thinking, what is this? So I'm going to explain that. This gray area with a lot of shadows, this is the workspace. There's nothing in it right now because I didn't put anything in it, but this is where your CAD design will go. And this is where all the fun stuff happens. This here is the toolbar. It's like a big toolkit. And there are obviously a lot of things, a lot of terms that you may not know. And there are a lot of tabs and everything. So I'm going to teach you the basic stuff today. If I go through all of this, it'll probably take me 2 weeks of straight recording, which I don't think you or I or YouTube has the time to do. So we're going to get started. So in CADing, what you want to do is you're basically taking a 2D sketch and turning it into a 3D sketch. So in order to make something 3D, you have to start with something 2D, at least in CADing. So what we're going to do is just start 2D sketch, top right, left-hand corner, very obvious to see. And I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, so reset. So now you got this big plane. This is the 3D plane. You might learn this in like geometry and stuff. So here you have the XY plane, the YZ plane, and the XZ plane. All these planes are different places where you can start your 2D sketch. For example, you can start down here to this side or in front. Usually, and here is this tab as well. You probably want to know that. You can move around with it. And it's really convenient if you want to look at your sketch from other angles. Usually this is the standard way to look at it. It says front, so you look at it from the front. And the XY plane is the front. So I'm going to click on that. It takes me to the XY plane. And here I have four lines intersecting. This is actually the center of the XY plane. This is a coordinate plane. This is 2D now. So what we're going to do is we're in a 2D sketch. And now you have these tools up here. Well, we were at some other tools. Why are we now at these tools? These tools are for 2D modeling, sorry. Those were for 3D modeling. These are for 2D modeling. There's a difference. So what you're going to do is most basic tool, a line. And then select the line. And you're going to see there's this yellow dot that follows your mouse. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the yellow dot on the other yellow dot. And you're going to see it turns green. And I have no idea why it turns green, but the reason it does turn green, never mind, forget what I said. So it turns green there because that is the center of the plane. So here you can see, now you have a line. All you got to do is put it on there and click, and you got a line. So now I have this line, and you see these two numbers. So I'm going to tell you what those are. this number that's highlighted in blue is the length. So I can make it longer. You can see it goes 1.2 inches. I made it 1.2 inches. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so you see it gets bigger and gets smaller. You can go this way, that way, anywhere in between, doesn't matter. And that's also where your angle comes in. This angle is the angle from this line right here. So you can see that's 14 degrees. That's 45 degrees-ish. That's 90 degrees, 180. So you can have a line like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a 1-inch line. How am I gonna do that? On your keyboard, you can just press 1 and enter. Make sure your angle is 0. If your angle is not 0, you can press 1, then tab, then 0, then enter. So now we have a line. You can see the line, but there's also another line coming off. But that's the neat thing about AutoCAD Inventor, is that it will start the line automatically at the point where it stopped. So if you zoom in, it's really hard to zoom in sometimes. If you zoom in, you can see it's exactly there. So now I'm going to make a 1-inch line going up. How do I make it going up? Well, I make it 90 degrees to this line, perpendicular. We learned this all in geometry. CADing is basically just geometry, but it's a lot more fun in my opinion. And there, another 1-inch line. You got to make sure that you have that 1 inch at the top and the 90 degrees. Otherwise, it will be a wonky quadrilateral. And there you have it. I connected all the lines. You got a 4-sided figure, also known as a square. So now we're going to finish the sketch. And there you have it. This is on your 3D plane. You can control the angles now. This is the all the 3D plane tools are back. So what we're going to do is now we're going to use some of the 3D tools. We're going to make this bland old 2D shape into a nice looking 3D shape. So now you can see I pressed extrude. Since this is the only sketch, this is the most recent sketch, it extrudes. So as you can see, there's this outline and there's this yellow thing. You can move the yellow thing. You can do that. You can push it back and forth. And now you see that there is this section. So here's the stuff you need to know. This is the exact inches. And what you can do here is you can make it 1.25 inches. You can make it 5 inches. You can make it 3.1415926. I forgot the other digits of pi. And you can make it 1,000 inches. It does not matter. But for simplicity purposes, I'm gonna stick with 1 inch because we want a perfect cube. And you can see right underneath it, there's a bunch of other buttons. So this button, direction 1, makes it go as it shows and towards us. If you are in this configuration right there. Now in direction 2, if you click on it, it will make it go away from you. Direction 3, it will make it go both ways. So now it's just 0.5 in both ways. Direction 4 will make it go in whatever dimensions you want. So what I can do is now I can make this side 1,000 inches and this side 1 inch, so it'll be 1,001 inches. But I'm gonna stick with this because it's simple, easy to work with. So there you have it, a 1 by 1 by 1 cube. So to save this, because it looks cool, you can go, well actually, let's do some work first with this and then we'll save it. So what we're gonna do is now we'll make a hole in it, because why not? Holes are nice. So now we go over here and I selected 2D sketch and I selected the side of the cube, and that does it too. So these cubes, these planes of the cubes, or the sides of the cubes, are now planes. So those can be turned into planes. Now you can see there are the 2D tools again. So what we're going to do is make a hole. And there's clearly this circle tab right next to the line. So you can go over here, press circle, you can make a circle. But here's the problem, like symmetry. And this is not symmetrical. So another cool thing about CAD is that lines are very easily deletable. You can, so what you can do is obviously select the line tool. You got the yellow dot again. You're gonna go over to this corner and see if it, as it turns green, you're gonna click, go up. And since we know this is 1 inch, we can make it half and go 0.5 inches. That will give us a line that's halfway up. And now since we know that we're halfway up, we can go halfway across. It's like plotting a point on the coordinate plane, except you don't have a number line, so you're gonna have to do it like this. You can go 0.5, make sure it's 90 degrees right there. You can click, oh, sometimes it does that. It's really weird. If it does do that, I'll make sure it's 90 degrees, 0.5. Oh my God, 0.5, tab says 0, it should be 90. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's killing me right now. One more try. Yes, so as you can see there, you will encounter problems with AutoCAD. It's just the way it works. It's how we roll. And now that it works, we're all happy. So what we're gonna do is we selected the circle tool, and now you have the circle. You make it as big as possible. You make like 1,000 inches. You make it 0.00001 inches. That's the cool thing about CAD. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. It's as long as you can zoom in or out. So just keep your mouse working. So now you can see that there is another button, but there's no angles because circles really don't need angles. They just need a center point. So now you can see that there is a circle. I keep expanding it, and this is diameter, by the way. So this is measuring the diameter. So don't enter a radius in. So I'm gonna make a circle that's 0.75 inches across. That's a nice round number. Now if you want to escape using the circle tab, circle tool, you can just press the escape button on your computer. And this is how you delete lines. So you hover over the line, you right click, press delete. It's that easy. You do the same here. Now what you can do is you can finish the sketch. Go to the outside, press the extrude button. This time, instead of extruding out, what we're going to do is go in direction 2. And you can see there's kind of like a red highlight now. What that means is that it's going through the cube. So if you press OK, you can see there's a hole. And if you look at the right, there is a hole, 100%. You can even see it. It's a hole. Also, another side note, if you're in like some confused angle like this, like say you're like that, and you have no idea how to get back, you can just press home. And it'll take you back. It's that easy. So now we want to do some other stuff. So what we can do, there's another tool. So we're going to start another 2D sketch. Make a 2D sketch. Click on the right, and now you can see there's arc and rectangle. We're going to click on rectangle. We'll go back to arcs later. So now you can see that there is a yellow dot now that you click rectangle, and it's following you around. And in this case, I really don't care about symmetry. So I'm just gonna, and you can see the line there, that is the outside edge of the hole. Same, and you see that line, that is the center. It's really neat. So if you are really symmetrically crazy and you wanted to do that, so you can just do that. So that's the neat thing about AutoCAD. It does automatic centers and everything. It's really neat. That's why it's my favorite software around. Anyways, so we're just gonna make a random rectangle because abstract art, why not? So there, random rectangle. It's that simple. All I did was I clicked, I dragged it and I pressed left click button. And now you have a rectangle. And if you don't like what you did, it's like a Google Doc. You can just press Control-Z and it'll go away. Now we're gonna extrude that. As we all know, extruding is our favorite tool. So we're gonna go press extrude. It's gonna be 1 inch. So now we have some building with a hole. And it looks nice, but there is some other stuff we can do. So you know how I made this hole? I'm gonna make another hole. But instead of using a 2D sketch and extruding it, that takes too much time. So you know what? I'm just gonna press this hole button. Hole button. So here is the hole button. So anything about the hole button, you can just go to the front, go over there, and it will make a hole. This time it won't be symmetrical. There is a way to make it symmetrical. I'm not gonna go over that. It's a little bit complicated. If you want it to be symmetrical, just do it the 2D sketch way. It's a lot faster. So now you can see that there's this 2.75 inch hole. So we don't want it to be 2.75 inches. We want it to be 0.75 inches. So we're gonna go over there, just delete the 2 and enter. Now we got a hole. So now I'm gonna go back to this view in the corner. It's nice and easy to see. Now you can see there's a hole all the way through. Press OK. There is now a hole. Both sides. Looks like, I don't know, you can maybe prop soda cans in there. So, well, I never thought of that. You can probably just pop something in there. So that is the hole tool. So if you don't feel like making a hole with the 2D sketch and you just want a hole, just do that. Next tool, the fillet, adds rounded edges to your CADs. This is what makes your CADs look nice. Most of the time, the reason your CAD looks nice is because of a fillet. The guy put a fillets, or you, or the person who made a CAD put a bunch of fillets in. So you select the fillet tool, has a bunch of this stuff. And you're like, what is this? This is just too much stuff. And that's why I'm here. So as you can see, when you hover over the CAD, it's gonna select a bunch of these lines. It's gonna highlight them in white. What you can do is you can click on the line and you can see it has this curve now. And as you can see over here is 0.125 inches. So what I can do is I can make this curve 0.25 inches if I wanted to. And you can see it makes it bigger. If you want to make it smaller, you can go 0.0125. And it's really small now. I'm going to stick with 0.125 because it'll look nice. And if you press, and then you have this option, but you can also click on other lines at the same time. So look, I can make it like that. I can do the other side. I can do this edge, that edge. I'm just gonna do everything. Why not? It's fun. So and then you can roll around and do that edge and that. You can roll around again to the top, to the bottom. And if you press apply, now you have this nice rounded rectangular prism. It's not really rectangular anymore, but it looks nice. 99% of the time, the reason CADs look nice is because they use fillets. So there you learn how to make nice CADs. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an arc. So I'm gonna go over to sketch. And actually I'm gonna start 2D sketch first. And I'm gonna go over there and click the top plane. Now I have a 2D sketch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the arc tool now, because why not? So there are a bunch of different types of arc tools. Arcs, so if you click there, you have a 3-point arc, a tangent arc, and a center point arc. Same thing applies to lines. You got a spline, an equation curve, a bridge curve. If you're like a mathematician or something, you can make an equation curve. I never used it ever, and I'm perfectly fine. So, and then you got circle, you can make tangent circles. That's really convenient. It's ellipses for like other stuff if you're making, I don't know what you'd make with ellipses. Can't think of it. Then you got arcs and your different types of rectangles. There are a lot of different types of rectangles. So now we're gonna go to arc. And if you select 3-point arc, you can go over here. There's one, and you can press the end over there, and you can see that there is an arc now. So what I can do is I can go over there and do that. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you can connect them together with a line. Finish the sketch. Go to 3D model, extrude it, and now you can see there is that thing. And I'm gonna make that smaller because that just looks weird. Keep in mind that CADs can look aesthetically pleasing. I'm just trying to show you everything in one CAD. You can play around with all of this, and that is your own choice. So now we just went over all of that. Now there's all these other tools. I'm gonna go over Revolve. But to do Revolve, I'm gonna need another project. So this is where we're gonna learn how to save. So I'm gonna close. It says save changes to part 3. I'm gonna click yeah. It's gonna open this up. What I can do is I can name this random shape because it's a very random shape. Press save. Go over here and you can see it's in this, and it's under this thing called unpinned files. If you have a file unpinned, it's really bad. It could get deleted. All your hard work is gone. So just pin it. It's not that hard. Now it's under pinned. It's saved. If you go to your file explorer or like Finder and Mac, it will be there. So now I said I was gonna do revolving. So we're gonna go to part. Okay. And this is revolving. So I'm gonna go start a 2D sketch. This time I'm gonna click the YZ plane. And I have that. So I'm gonna use a rectangle because I just want to make a quick rectangle real quick. Just a nice rectangle. I don't really care how big it is. We can just finish the sketch. And one more thing we have to do, I forgot. Also, another convenient thing, you see this area, this is where you can open up all the files. So that is sketch 1. You can double click it, you can go right back to sketch 1. What we're gonna do real quick is I'm just gonna make a line right about there. And it doesn't really matter how long it is. It could just be that long, whatever. Finish sketch again. Now this is Revolve. So you click on the Revolve tool, and you can see there's this thing called Profile. Profile is our shape. So we're gonna click the shape. Now we got axis. So we go here, click axis. This is our axis. And now you can see there's this huge donut. Now if you press OK, you got the huge donut. That is revolving. So if you have, let's say, a pipe of certain thickness, but you don't know what the inside or outside diameter is, you just know the thickness and you know the distance, or you know the inside diameter, you don't know the outside diameter. You can do that, and you can put the axis at the radius. Okay, so you make the axis, and then you put the bottom of the rectangle at the length of the radius of the pipe. And then if you set the thickness of the pipe, you can make it like that. And here is another new thing. You can go to annotate, and now inspect, measure, press that, and now over, I have 2 monitors connected. So now you have a bunch of stuff. You got the perimeter, you have the total loop length, and the area. And for all of those of you who like doing math, you can do the math, find the outside diameter. It's really fast, really simple. It's really easy. So now anyways, we got a donut, but it doesn't look like a donut, so we're gonna make it look like a donut. So as I showed you, fillet. We're going to do some filleting. So I'm going to select this line, that side, and that side. And everyone knows that a donut doesn't look like that, so we're going to make them bigger. We're going to go 1 inch. No, that is too big. You know, it's too big when the whole CAD looks greenish, grayish, whatever. It's just not good. So there you can see it is so revolved that it turned into a dome, and it's really weird. So we're gonna go over to 0.25. This is a nice thing. You have to experiment around with your CADs because you never know what dimensions will work and what won't work. So here we're back to 0.25. So now we're gonna go up to 0.15. We're gonna go to 0.175. Now we'll go to 0.12. I'll go to 0.225. Go to 0.5. As you can see, it hit each other. So now we're going to go back to we're going to go to 0.35. How about 0.45? That's too big. How about 0.4? 0.41. About 2, 3, 4. 4 is the limit. 4. 4 is the limit. 3 is the limit. Never mind. I lied. Now you see, you got a nice looking donut, but it doesn't look like a donut. That's why there is this tool. No, we're not going to do that. This tool up here. This helps you set the color. So you have this RGB value tool here. Now what you can do is you can select this like that. And as you can see, it selected the inside. I'm also going to select the outside for good measure. And now we're going to set it to the classic donut color pink. Not that pink, that's disgusting. That burns my eyes. I'm sitting here in the dark, burning my eyes. That looks pretty donut-like. So now we're gonna go to the other side because no one likes a gray donut. We like a golden brown donut. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna select that, and we're gonna go and get a shade of brown. So you go to orange, because you don't know, and you can do that. And there you go. You now have yourself a CADed donut. So if you ever wanted to make a new donut design, and there are no donut softwares where you make donuts and you don't have an oven or whatever they use to make donuts, you can just CAD a donut like no one cares. So that is the basics of CAD. And obviously I'm going to save this and I'm going to call it a donut because that is a donut. Save it. That is the basic. I'm going to pin it as well. So that is the basics of CAD. That is all you need to know to get started on your own project. That's pretty much all I knew. And now I'm making like models of cars and all sorts of crazy stuff. It's awesome. So I will hopefully get a new class sometime soon. Until then, keep learning. And thank you for watching this video.